so remember section B, you have to write everything on the paper, on your binder paper or whatever it is you get given. Okay, so we've got 160 employers. We're trying to find the median. Median is going to be halfway between that, so it's going to be at 80. So you draw a horizontal line across with your ruler and vertical line down. There we go, 40 is our median. Write down the number of employees who worked 50 hours or less. So 50 hours is here. So we draw a vertical line up and across. Takes us to 130, and so 130 worked for 50 hours or less. The city paid each employee $8 an hour for the first 40 hours and $10 for each hour after 40. Find the amount of money in 40 hours. So for 40 hours, it's going to be 40 multiplied by 8, which is $320. Pounds. And the amount of money for 43, so that would be 320 plus 3 lots of 10, which is 350. Find the number of employees who earned £200 or less. Alright, so £200 or less. So if it's £200, there's got to be working less than 40 hours. Okay, because we know that 40 hours is 320. So we're going to do 200 divided by 8. Okay, so 8, 16, so that's 2, remainder 4, so it's 25. So there's 25 employees. Oh no, so what am I talking about? 25 hours. Okay, so then we're going to find 25 hours and read across, so that's 19. Okay, so for 25 hours, so it'll be 19 employees. Only 10 employees earned more than so much money. Find the value of that. So 10 employees from the top is 150. Oops, so we're going to go across to here. So, which means they worked 60 hours. So we need to find out how much 60 hours would get them. So that would be the 320 for the 40 hours plus 20 lots of 10. So 320 plus 200 is 520 pounds. Okay, last question on this paper. So blah, blah, blah. Right, so if we know it goes, if our factorized format has x plus 3 and x minus 1, we know that the roots, or in other words where it crosses the x-axis, is -3, +1. So we know that that value has to be -3 and that value has to be 1. So P and Q, so -3 and 1, done. Find the value of A. Well, we know it goes through this point here. We know that 12 is equal to A, lots of 0 plus 3 and 0 minus 1, because this is the coordinate 0, 12. So when x is 0, y is 12. So 12 is equal to A multiplied by -3. So A is -4. We know it's negative because it's upside down. Find the equation of the axis of symmetry. K is, well, there's a few different ways of doing it. Now we know the value of A, you can stick it into here, expand that out and use the formula here, -b/2a. Alternatively, we know that the axis of symmetry is halfway between these two. So if this is 1 and this is -3, then halfway between them would be -1. So the axis of symmetry, the equation of the axis of symmetry is x equals -1. And the largest value of f, well, that means we're substituting this value into it, because we know that the maximum happens up here when x is -1. So we are finding, so we've got -4 bracket -1 plus 3 bracket -1 minus 1. Okay, so we're using this formula, plus a x plus 3 x minus 1. So that's the a x we know is -1 plus 3 x minus 1. So we've got -4, -1 plus 3 is 2, and -1 take away 1 is -2. So -4 multiplied by 2 is -8, multiplied by -2 is +16. So the maximum value is 16. This talks about completing the square. So we need to write our function like this. We need to expand it out, so it's -4 x squared minus x plus 3x. Oh, what am I talking about? This is a long way around of doing it. Oh, I'll carry on now, and I'll show you the quick way. Oops, that's negative. That's plus. -3. Oh, what am I doing? So, forget that. Cool, I can write me of this. So ignoring this, I'm bringing my -4 to the front. I've got x squared minus plus 2x. I've got -4 x plus 1 squared. Remember, we're completing the square. We're multiplying that also by -1, because it's this value squared, we have to subtract it. It's -4 affects both of them, so that's +4 plus 12, so it's -4 x plus 1 plus 16. Right, that was a real mission, but we have done it. But the much faster way is, we know that this value h and k represent the coordinates of the vertex, which we know are at -1, 16. So because the vertex is at -1, 16, we know that it's going to be x plus 1 squared plus 16, and we knew the value of a was -4 because we established that about 100 years ago. So that's -4 there. So that was way quicker. Can't believe I did all this rubbish. Anyway, done. Paper finished.